Hello everybody, Rust Belt Perspective here. Please go ahead and subscribe to me real quick. Today is March 14th, 2023, and today we're going to be taking a look at the state of Georgia for the 2024 presidential election, seeing it's a swing state, who has the upper hand, who could win here. It's a state that the Democrats were narrowly able to break in 2020 amid the country shifting against Donald Trump and the Joe Biden defeating Donald Trump in the presidential election. But looking before that, Georgia has historically been a red state. See, back in 1980, Georgia was Jimmy Carter's home state, so he understandably won the state, despite the fact that almost the whole rest of the country voted against President Carter there. You look at 1984, Georgia, like the rest of the country, solid red. Stayed solid red in 1988 for Bush Sr. 1992, Bush Sr. was unpopular, and the state narrowly flipped for Clinton. The 1996 it flipped back to the Republicans for Bob Dole, and 2000 George Bush Sr. won the state comfortably both times. In fact, in 2004 he actually had a 16-point victory there to make it a safe red state. In 2008 and 2012, it both solidly went against Obama both times. In 2016, Donald Trump was still able to win the state by 5 points. But in 2020, amid Trump's unpopularity, the state shifted over 5 points, just over 5 points that was necessary for Joe Biden to win the state. So the state has shifted blue in recent elections. And if you take a closer look at it, a lot of it has to do with Fulton County, Georgia, and its surrounding counties, because Fulton is their county seat is Atlanta, which is the capital and the largest populated city in Georgia, excuse me. And as you can see, you've got a blue patch right here surrounded by mostly red throughout the rest of the state. This is what kind of dictates the Democrats' success here. Because if we want to go back to 2000, the first election where they start breaking down my county, first you saw, Al Gore, the Democrat, won the county by 17 points, almost 18, and had two neighboring counties with him. In 2004, that didn't change when George Bush was there. In 2008, the blue wave year for Obama, you start to see some blue pop up and some later shades of red pop up around Fulton County. In 2012, you get an even darker shade of blue here in Rockdale County, Georgia. 2016, look at that. A lot of these states go from shades of red to shades of blue. You see that this, from 2012 to 2016, this area in particular continues to shift blue. And in 2020, they were almost all solidly blue districts, or counties, You had a couple quote-unquote likely ones here, 14, 10, respectively. And coming into 2024, as of now, Joe Biden is disapproved of by 7.4 points, assuming he runs for re-election. And if we want to look at some general election polls in the state of Georgia, you see when Biden is put up against DeSantis, DeSantis usually comes out on top. Whereas in the more recent polls, at least, when you have Biden and Trump together, it's a lot closer. Biden wins here in this poll right here by University of Massachusetts Lowell. By Emerson College, it's supposed to be even. So in both of these Emerson College polls and the Massachusetts polls, you see that DeSantis is definitely more favored in Georgia than former President Trump. And you look at, if you want to look at the Republican primary in Georgia, a lot of it says the same thing. DeSantis crushes Trump in some of these polls, although there are a couple where Trump crushes DeSantis. Although there is some division there with Mike Pence involved. But in more polls than not, DeSantis wins Trump, and he does not beat Trump lightly. It is a big win for DeSantis. Now, these polls are kind of old. They're back from November. So this right here kind of goes to show a lot of this started really going blue when Donald Trump took over in 2016. 2012, you definitely saw, from 2004 to 2008, you definitely saw some movement. That was a blue wave year. 2008 to 12, you saw a little bit more. But when Donald Trump took over in 2016 is where you really saw the blue to start taking effect around Atlanta. And in 2020, it got even worse as Donald Trump was unpopular nationwide and, of course, lost the election. So, you look at my prediction maps, at rematch between Trump and Biden, I have this state going blue for Biden. Trump versus Harris, I have it going blue for Harris. But DeSantis versus Biden, I have it going red for DeSantis. You can check out any of these videos if you have not already. I explain everything in all of these 3 videos. But yeah, as you can see, Georgia is a swing state because it's not like I have a solid red state or a solid blue state. It is a light shade of red or blue each time. So it's definitely a key state coming into 2024 where it's looking to be a competitive election. 2020 was a hotly contested election, as was 2016, and we're looking to see some of the same candidates, if not both the same candidates from 2020, between Trump and Biden, both of them probably going to be on the ballot, but there is no guarantee. It is an interesting race coming into 2024, and Georgia is definitely a key swing state here. Georgia also notably does not have a Senate race or governor race in 2024. They're one of, I think, 15 states to not have either one, but they're the only true swing state, unless you want to consider maybe Iowa or Colorado a swing state, that does not have a governor race or Senate race in 2024. So that means that with Georgia, the sole focus is on the presidential campaigning here. It's not like Ohio, say, where, yeah, it's a swing state, but maybe Democratic incumbent Sherrod Brown could help get some Democratic voters out of there. No, like, here it's purely in Georgia. Do people want the Republican? Or they want the Democrat? We've shown that DeSantis has a way better chance of winning Georgia than Trump, but Trump could still win in Georgia. But the Democrats have also had success there recently, even in the Senate levels. Jon Ossoff and Raphael Warnock were able to break the state in 2020. Warnock won it again in 2022 to keep the seat for 6 years. And before that, you saw it was mostly a red state throughout this decade. So, on multiple levels, this state has shifted blue over the election cycles. But this time, you only have the factor of the presidential election here. So it calls for an interesting 2024 in Georgia. So again, please subscribe to me. Comment down below. What do you guys think? Will the Democrats be able to hold on to Georgia in 2024? Would DeSantis get a solid win there? Could Trump even win there? Let me know in the comments. Thank you very much, guys. This is Rust Belt Perspective, signing out.